Okay, welcome everyone. Thank you so much for being here for the EORE, our webinar series for this month. This is going to be the last webinar for 2025, and I'm very pleased that you could join us today, as today's webinar is dedicated to a topic that is central to humanitarian action and also to cross-sectoral collaboration. So thank you very much. This is Lubna Allem, and I'm the Secretary of the Explosive Ordnance Risk Education Advisory Group. So for those who are joining us for the first time, the EORE, our webinar series, is an initiative by the EORE Advisory Group that has been going on for 5 years now. The webinars take place the last Wednesday of every month, and in each webinar, we have a speaker or a group of speakers who present on different themes and topics that contribute directly or indirectly to the enhancement of risk education. So until now, we've had over 15 webinars since the start of the series, where EORE experts, professionals from around the world, they present on their projects or knowledge, on expertise, on innovations, and in the exchange of knowledge. So through this platform, we want that the EORE community stays up to date with the latest projects, the latest knowledge, and the latest tools in the sector. So right now on this platform, we have over 850 people registered. Some, of course, attend online live. Some attend, some watch it, the recording later on the YouTube channel, and I've already shared the link in the chat. And others, they take a look at the presentation that we share every time with the audience. We share the presentations and also the recording. So if you wish to host a webinar with us next year, please get in touch with me via my email, which I also put it in the chat. So today's webinar is titled From Risk to Resilience, Risking EORE and Climate Awareness in Displacement Settings. So today's webinar highlights an innovative initiative, the Vanguard project, implemented by Mile Organization for Environmental Protection in partnership with Danish Church Aid, DCA. This project brings together two urgent priorities: explosive ordnance risk education and environmental and climate awareness. So we are pleased to be joined by an excellent panel of speakers who are with us today and will guide us through their experiences and insights. We have Mr. Issam Gharib, he's CEO of Mile Organization. We have Ms. Miriam Srioka, acting head of programs at DCA. We have Mr. Abid Tahir, his Mile Field Coordinator, and we have Ms. Ajin Abdulrahman, Field Staff at Mile Organization. So thank you very much for joining us today. And we are going to end the presentation with, of course, a Q&A session, and then a 15-minute networking circle where you'll have the chance to exchange with other attendees. So for the Q&A, please feel free to share your questions in the chat, and then we are going to address them during this webinar. So with that, it's my pleasure to hand the floor to Mr. Issam to begin today's session. Thank you very much, and I'm going to share my screen.
Thank you very much, Lubna. If you share the screen, so we'll start. Good day, everyone, and thank you for joining us today. I am Issam Gharib, the CEO for Mile Organization, and grateful to welcome you in this session of the GICHD EORE Award. On behalf of Mile Organization for Environmental Protection, I extend our appreciation to our local partners in this project, Vanguard Project, Judy Organization, for their partnership, and also to DCA for their continued support, as well for our donor, Danida, and also for GICHD for creating this important platform. Next, please. Yeah. With the Vanguard project, it was first project in Iraq to integrate EORE messages with the climate change. As you know, in our region, we are facing two big threats in region, which is contamination remained from the wars, several wars in Iraq and Syria, and also the risk of the climate change. So this project has integrated these two risks in for one team to deliver their message and to measure the impact on the community. Next, please. Let me brief you short about the MILE organization. MILE organization is a local non-profit organization, works in the environmental protection and the information management. Our vision is to community free from the explosive hazards and environment risk, and people empowered with knowledge and to stay safe and protect their environment. That was one of the goals for the Vanguard project, to make people reach with the knowledge to know how to deal with the risks that they are facing. For the Vanguard project, we targeted the Syrian refugees in the camp they are living in Iraq. So when they are going back to their land, as I mentioned, there's two risks they are facing. The top risks that they are facing is the contamination and also the climate change. Through this project, also want to empower the youth and women to lead the change in their community. Also, building the local capacity for long-term resilience and sustainability, which was the Judy organization, which working with us. Also, it's registered in Syria as local organization in Syria. So we do the local capacity, and also for the sustainability, we created the ambassadors through this refugees. When my organization and DCA, they leave the camp, still we leave behind as ambassadors to continue delivering the message. Next, please. Our mission was, as MILE, to deliver the saving risk education and vulnerable communities. Also link the explosive hazard awareness to the climate environment education, to promote the safe behavior and eco-friendly practice, support community for better resilience and sustainability. Our mission is simple: combine the safety and climate education to build stronger community. As I said, we will provide them the knowledge and the practice to leave behind a stronger community. They can deal better with the risks that they are facing. We teach it in the school, women group, and with the teenagers. We train ambassadors to lead the change in their own community. I will say EORE is not just about danger, it's about hope and resilience. In camp, to customize our methodology to not just be traditional message, we conducted pre-assessment to understand people needs, and also we do the post-assessment to measure the changes after our activity to be conducted. One of the main challenges, maybe my colleagues, they will mention, it was attending for the adult male to the some sessions that provided in the camp. But we added some other activities like sport activities after the work. So it worked. They came, they learned, and they shared. So that's for me, and I will leave the more details on technical part for Mr. Abbott. He's Mile project coordinator. Mr. Abbott, next slide, please. Sorry, Mariam. I apologize for our partner, which is very important. Sorry for that.
No worries, Kaka-san. No worries. It's fine. Um, I would love to give you a brief overview of our long-term partnership with Mile. Way before we made something happen, like an actual project, we always spoke together because we knew there is common understanding, common values, and there is a common vision, and we need to be doing something together until finally the opportunity presented itself in early 2023. So we're going up to our third year now. By the end of this year, we first had a post land release assessment, and then Mile took part in our enhanced response capacity project, and then lastly now in Vanguard, which I will come to in detail in my next slide. In addition to these solid projects that we are conducting together, we have an ongoing capacity strengthening and sharing plan, and that is something that DCA does, especially with Mile and their refugee-led implementing partner George, but also with all the other partners in Iraq. DCA in Iraq is exclusively partner implemented, and since 2017 here in the country we have taken a phased approach. So when we approach partners or when we receive them, we assess their ability to also speak to other local organizations, and we assess their ability to be financial to attract funding independently and receive flexible have flexible budgets, and that's what we look for when we choose partners. And that has enabled us throughout the years to have a large pool of civil society actors, 5 of them that are directly implementing projects, and 17 others across all 19 governorates in Iraq that have a wide range variety of thematic areas. And that is and those have together the our partnership approach enables us to have in-person capacity sharing plans, in addition to online ones through our DCA Fabo platform, which access is given to partners once the partnership agreement is signed. And then lastly, cross-border collaborations. And this is something that especially came to light together with this Vanguard project, because concurrent with that, we had decided that DCA Iraq and Syria programs will have an integrated program moving forward. And we have all of this under the leadership of one country director and one head of program and one head of support, but two separate programs, given the shared history and shared struggles and also shared potentials of both countries. And it made all the sense in the world that the local civil society actor that Mile will help the accreditation process of is a Syrian organization, and the targeted communities are Syrian refugees here in the Kurdistan region of Iraq. Next slide, please. And the Vanguard project was the model for that, the model for us to implement the localization dreams that we've had over the years by at the end being able to accredit our local implementing partner, George, to be able to conduct EORE in the camps on their own without us or without Mile having to do anything with that. And Mile will be supporting them throughout beyond this project to be able to take that independently with the Iraqi Kurdistan Mine Action Agency. And for the first time, just like Isam mentioned, that this pairing is happening between EORE and climate awareness session, and this does not only reflect this project design, but the whole country strategy and DCA's priorities on inclusion and sustainability moving forward. And partners like George are the ones who are going to build the regional bridges that we are looking forward to highlight. And as we speak now, they have a fully operational office established in Damascus. They were here. They started from here. They fully developed their programs and operational capacity. And now, after the fall of Assad and after also the decision of DCA of having an integrated country program, they are fully operational in Damascus as well, and hopefully one day all across Syria. So this Project Vanguard is just the start of our cross-border collaboration between the two integrated country programs, but we don't wish for it to be the last. This is the first project, and we want to be able to do the same for all the other projects, hopefully. Thank you.
Okay, shall we start?
Yes, go ahead, Mr. Abel.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Isam and Mariam, for your excellent contribution. And thank you also to the advisory group for giving us this great opportunity to share our experience with Vanguard projects and innovative initiatives led by MILE organizations for environmental protection. Good afternoon, everybody here from Dahok City, Iraq. Good morning or good evening to all of you joining us from different parts of the world. Actually, I'm very excited to talk about Vanguard project, which we are currently implementing for Syrian refugees in Domis camp. Before we dive into the topic, let me briefly introduce Domis camp to you. Domis camps was established in 2012 as a result of Syrian conflict, and now it is home to more than 40,000 Syrian refugees living across Domis 1 and Domis 2 camps. As you know, the situation in Syria continues to change. Many families here in Domis camps began to thinking about returning to their hometowns to rebuild their lives, their homes, their communities. But unfortunately, after 14 years of conflict, Syria remains heavily contaminated with explosive hazards, putting these returning families at real danger. And that is why the importance of Vanguard project is very important. It is designed to help such families to gain knowledge, awareness, when they need it to protect themselves when they eventually go home. Okay, when we look at the history of EORE, we can see that it is still a relatively young field compared to the other sector, for example, education. This means that EORE is still growing, developing, and continues to change as new tools and technology appear, and especially now with the rise of artificial intelligence. In the early stage, EORE focused mainly on sharing information, telling people what the risks are and where they might be. Then the focus shifted toward behavior change, supporting communities not only know the risk, but also how to act safely when they face them. Now EORE is moving a step further. We are now focusing on community engagement, working closely with local people, listening to them, involving them in the process, and more importantly, integrating EORE with other sectors such as education, environmental awareness, and community development. So EORE is no longer as a matter of delivering information or warning people, but it is participation, collaboration, and building safer and more resilient communities together. So with this in mind, I would like to introduce the idea of how we connected environmental and climate change considerations into EORE programming. What we are doing now in the Vanguard project, it is a humble attempt, but one that supports the development of EORE into a more holistic and interconnected approach that reflects the real needs of communities today. Okay, when we talk about environment and when we talk about environment and climate change topics on one side and EORE on the other, they might seem like two separate topics, but in reality, they are deeply connected. There are multiple logical and meaningful relations between these two fields. Many areas overlaps, especially when it comes to protection of civilian, environmental safety, and sustainable development. Let's briefly remind ourselves of what each topic focuses on. As we all know that EORE focuses on keeping people safe from landmine and exploded ordnance. It works to promote safe behavior in contaminated area and also help communities know how to act safely to prevent accidents, while environmental and climate change topics aim to teach people how to protect environment and reduce the risk caused by climate change, and also support sustainability and prevent long-term damage. So the link is very clear. Both fields aim to protect people and protect nature. EORE protects people from direct dangers, while environmental awareness protects people and ecosystems from long-term harm. From the environmental perspective, as we all know, explosive hazards have negative impacts on environment. It can pollute water and soil, destroys ecosystem, prevent land from being used for agriculture, grazing, housing, also threaten biodiversity and ecosystem. So this tells us that the risk is not only to human life, but also to the environment that support life. So when we mitigate explosive risk, we are also enabling directly to the environmental restoration and long community recovery. In this way, EORE contributes directly to the environmental protection, or let's say it is a kind of environmental protection by reducing risk and supporting clearance. EORE contributes directly to the environmental protection and led community to rebuild again, to return home safely, and even to support livelihoods. Also from sustainable development, it is very clear the link and even stronger. We cannot simply build anything if the land is not safe. And we cannot have a safe and sustainable environment if the risks are still there. This tells us that safety and development go hand in hand. We cannot achieve one without the other. Next slide, please. We will talk in these slides how our model are supported by international standards and global goals. Our goal or what we call it Green EORE is not just innovative, but it can be aligned with international standards and global goals. And this is very important because it shows that environmental integration in EORE is not just an extra activity, but it is a necessary part of responsible EORE or responsible mine action as a whole. Let me first talk about the international standard that support our model, which is International Mine Action Standards IMA 7.13, which focuses on environmental management and climate change in mine action. These standards remind us that making land safe is not enough, but we have also to make sure that the land is healthy, productive, and sustainable. So when land is released back to communities, it should not only be free from explosive hazards, but also environmentally healthy and capable of supporting agriculture, housing, grazing, and all activities that allow families to rebuild their lives. And this is exactly what the responsible EORE or mine action look like or should be. IMA 7.13 also encourage all mine action organizations to integrate environmental and climate change considerations into their planning, implementation, and evaluation processes. In simple words, these standards help us to clear land safely for both people and for the planet. We can also see the same idea with reflected in United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, especially SDG 13, Climate Action, and SDG 15, Life on Land, where both these global goals highlighted a powerful idea, which is protecting people and protecting ecosystem are not separate missions, but actually they are one, and they are deeply interconnected to each other. In summary, we can say that community safety and environmental safety, they are inseparable twin. Actually, they are one and the same. In the next slide, we will talk about our model, which we call it Green EORE. Its goals, what is Green EORE? The topics covered in our sessions, also the methodologies we used in the Vanguard project. So Green EORE is not something separate from the current EORE, or let's say it is not something that we add on the top of existing EORE, but it is rather the complete pictures of how EORE should be delivered today, protecting people, communities, and environment together. So it is not an extra activity, or let's say it is not an added layer to the current EORE, but it is the complete picture. It brings the two risks into one message, which threaten human life, one in a direct way and the other in a long-term time. In the Vanguard projects, we developed a new practical model that combine EORE, environmental protection, and climate change into one model, into one package, one message. And the idea behind this is simple but powerful, which is safety and sustainability must grow together. Communities affected by conflicts such as Iraq and Syria are not only living with the rest of explosive hazard, but also lives with the damaged environments. So through these models, we bring these two realities into together into one educational and participatory methods. The Green EORE has three main goals. One of them is protecting people, which is basic. We want communities to stay safe by having knowledge, the right knowledge, awareness, and strong safe behaviors. And when people understand the risk, they can protect themselves and others. The second goal is protecting environment. In the Vanguard projects, we want to reduce the harmful practices and encourage behavior that keep land and nature clean and safe. And the third goal of Green EORE is building a long-term resilience. We aim this to recover the community in a way that that is safe, sustainable, and environmentally responsible. Also in Green EORE, we delivered both safety and environmental topics side by side in our sessions, such as recognizing and avoiding explosive hazards, safe reporting, climate change basics, tree planting, waste management, community cleanup campaigns, etc. And each of these topics is simplified for different age group, from children to adults, so that every message can connect directly to their daily life and their responsibility. Also, the methodologies we use in Vanguard projects are basically practical and hands-on community engagements. We use different interactive methods such as storytelling, games, drawing, especially for children and teenagers, murals, painting in schools to engage both safety and EORE in an art way. Also, we use the sport games to engage adult men who are not able to attend our sessions due to work pressures. Also, tree planting and environmentally clean up activities where teachers, students, ambassadors work together to plant trees and to remove waste in schools and other locations. So all these activities gave EORE a new identity, not just a message of warning, but also as a message of hope, caring, and renewal. In the next slide, we will talk of how we reach. Next slide, please. Sorry. Okay. We use different communication channels, traditional and modern, to reach more people. For example, we use face-to-face sessions. We have conducted direct sessions in schools, social centers, and door-to-door. And this allows participants to engage actively, to share their own experience and concerns and ask questions. Also, we use visual materials such as leaflets, posters, coloring booklet, and even illustrated stories. These tools were designed to be simple and child-friendly and also culturally relevant. And this message reinforced the message even the session is ended. Also, we used WhatsApp groups to share experience and knowledge among ambassadors and young people. We also use peer communication channels, especially among women and young adults, to spread the message to a large number of people in the camps. So all these channels are combined, and we reach more people, and also these channels strengthen the sustainability of the message, and the awareness become embedded in daily life, not only just limited to a single theoretical session. In the last slide, we will talk briefly about the advantages of green EORE. When we talk about higher engagement through activities, we mean making learning process more interactive and memorable. Instead of just listening to information, participants, especially children and teenagers, have the opportunity to experience safety message through games, arts, and practical exercises. And this naturally reinforces safety message because people tend to remember what they do more than just what they hear. And when they actively participate, the message become habits more than just slogan. Also, such activities help to build community responsibility. And when people take part in awareness actions like mural painting or tree planting, they begin feel ownership over the safety of their community. Also, such activities strengthen teamwork because all these activities need people to interact, communicate, and also support each other. Our approaches is also a holistic learning because it connects knowledge, behavior, and action. It is not just about learning facts, but also it is about shaping attitudes and values that promote both safety and environmental awareness. All activities, all such efforts are supported by international standards and global goals. This is all for my side. Thank you very much. Now I will give the floor back to Essam. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Abid, for your presentation. Now, Ajin will provide us some lesson learned from the field with the Vanguard project. Ms. Ajin.
Yes, good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Lubna. I will introduce myself. I am Ajin Hani, EORE Environmental Awareness Trainer. I am very happy today to speak about the Vanguard project. Like my colleagues mentioned before, some important point in this project. Also, we have another one, which is community engagement. Of course, any successful project needed to the community. If we want to build this approach correctly, the first thing we needed to make assessment. This assessment is helping us to understand the community existing level of knowledge in the both topic. We met with the different group across this community. We met women, children, men, and what we found during this assessment, overall, EORE knowledge, it was fairly good in the community because there was some NGOs before us, they do the awareness session for them. But however, while knowledge is present in the both topic, the main challenge remained changing behavior and supporting people to actually apply what they know in their daily life. For example, we have a Dumis camp, like my colleague also mentioned. Dumis camp have many visible problems. For example, the first one, we have a waste management and also limited green space and weak community participation in the environmental protection. Based on this funding, we developed a community-led awareness model that practically linked between the environmental and climatic awareness with the EORE message, not like a separate topic, but as one shared message of care and responsibility for life and land. If we move to the second slide, please. We do many activities through the project, Vanguard project. We can speak about the one of them. It is school-based awareness. During our activity in the schools, we delivered interactive session in the schools and social centers. This session, it was including storytelling, drawing, group discussion, and simple scenario based in the safe behavior. This has helped children and teenagers not only hear this message, but practically how to respond safely and how to care for this environmental. We have many examples for that. One of them is the school moral activity. We worked with the student and teacher to design a large, colorful mural on the school wall, showing two combined message. This was is very good idea because this mural stay in the school for the long time, and this message it will be visible for the children every day. And also it is reinforcing long-term awareness. That is based in the school. Can you move to the next slide, please? Okay. Also, we have another activity that is support games. To engage the adult in this program, project, we often cannot do our session without the adult. Adult, we have a men, for example, they cannot attending in our session because of the economic pressure and supporting their family. And we know always men who want that mostly exposed to the explosive accident. They have strong influence in the community and return planning. We organized for them the one activity. It was the safe and environmental football activity. The idea, it was very simple from this activity, is just to bring men together in the positive, enjoyable, and community activity, and also gathering as a platform for the group discussion and discussing in the two important points. The first one, safe behavior when encountering explosive hazard, and also the importance of the protecting the camp environmental. This approach helping us to create shared responsibility among men and encouraging them to be a role model for the youth and families. Also, we cannot forget it on missing the women, because women play a central role in the community, communicating both safety and environmental value inside the house. For that, we ensure to involve them in this project, and we ensured the women participate in the session, and women took leadership role as a community ambassador. Also, women shared message with the children, neighboring, and extending family network. And that is depending in the support game. Next one, please. Before that, yes. Safety and environmental ambassador. Of course, we have the youth empowerment. We know the young people. It was young people we have are they the heart of this project. We all know the young people, they are very quickly, they learn quickly, and they are positive change. They want to positive change, and they influence their family and peers. We trained young people to EORE safety message and environmental protection. During the environmental protection, we do some activity like planting tree, reducing waste, and organized clean up activity. After this training, these people, they will be the youth ambassador. If in future we leave this camp, they will take our place and they will lead awareness activity in their with the surrounding. And also they organize community cleanup days in the camp and sharing the key message through the social media and peer network. Can we move to the next slide, please? Okay. During our work, which we have a directly contact with the people, with the community, we see them in the school, we visit them at their house, because we have a part of our program, we do session door to door. It means we visit them, we sit down with them, we speak with them, and they always telling us many stories. We have many examples. We just put it for you two examples for the story. The first one, we have a Shireen. She is a woman and she is a refugee. She lives in the Dumis camp. She is 32 years old. Before she take our awareness session, she thought the explosive hazard was something is far from her life, from her house. But she telling us after she take this awareness session, she telling, I understand how one wrong step can changing everything. I shared what I learned with my neighboring, especially women who hoped to return to the Syria. And also she sat down with her children and speak about this important information. Now she is like a hero and safety environmental person between her family. Also, we have another example. If you can move to the next slide, please. I will just give you briefly for this story because of the limit of the time. The second one, we have a Muhammad also. Muhammad Sulaiman Ali, a tourist ambassador of the Hope. In Dumis camp, home of the thousands of Syrian refugees, Muhammad stands out as a symbol of the resilience and hope, living with a physical disability, but he chose not to be a limit by his condition, but to serve his community as a safety and environmental ambassador. After he take our sessions, and he decided to help children and youth how to stay safe and protect their surrounding. That is too simple from our story. I want just to tell you that practically part of the Vanguard project is including in the 5 point. The first one is awareness session adopted for the different age group, and visual mural that keep the message alive in the school, community events such as the football, which involved the adult, and youth and women ambassador leading ongoing local awareness camping, and also environmental activity like clean up, tree planting, linked directly to EORE behavior message. These activities ensure that the program is not only informative, but is visible, also practical and life and community one. If we can ask why this project is different from the other one, or what's make different the project Vanguard project from the other projects, we can say it is focused on a daily life, and not only in the classroom training. It is giving refugees the chance to be leaders, not just receptors. And also it strengthens both the community safety and community dignity. Before I ended my part, I will just apply for you the video. This video that is made in the Dumis camp in Duhok city. And there is some pictures and video that's taken by our teams. Lubna, can please you apply this video for us?
Can you see the video?
I see from my side, but I don't know about our friends.
Now we can see.
You can see?
Not now.
Yes. Can you see it now?
Yeah, we can see, but
Yes, yes. Yes, thank you, Lubna. As is clear in this video, we put the community in the first Steve, for us to do it many activities for them. For example, like you see in the video, we do some awareness session, like a discussion, make a group and discussion between the community and children, teenager. And also we do some activities to managing the waste in the camp, like distribution, some trash bin, especially in the school. And during this distribution, we speak about the cleaning and take care for the environmental protection. Also to engage more people in this project, we organize for them the football activity, and it was very good. Many people attended to this activity. I will just tell you in the summary for this 5-7 slide that I speak about them. In the summary, the Vanguard project showed that safety and environmental protection are most powerful when they are a part of the daily community life, led by the people themselves, and it's passed from one to another one. Thank you.
Thank you, Jean, for your presentation. I guess now Mr. Abed will tell us about the beneficiaries. Mr. Abed?
Yes. The slide that talks about statistics and reach, I think. Yes, this one. Hello again. Thank you very much. Due to the lack of time, I will briefly talk about some statistics and the reach and the methods we used in Vanguard projects. Our initial target was actually 3,080 beneficiaries, but till today we reached in total 3,505 beneficiaries across different age groups and backgrounds. So we already exceeded our target. Out of this number is 1,887 were females and 8,618 were males, showing a good balance in participation and strong inclusions of women and children. Out of age, we have engaged 1,548 children, age 7 to 12 years old, 954 teenagers, and more than 1,000 adults. This shows that our model actively reached all the generations and groups. In terms of methods, we have used different interactive methods during our sessions. So far, or during the last 4 months, we have conducted 135 sessions, ensuring that the safety and EORE message reach to people. And we also held more than 70 community discussions to give space for people to share their own experience and their concerns. Also, we held more than 20 sessions for games and practical activities, especially for children and teenagers, making learning process more fun and memorable. Beyond the awareness sessions, we have also conducted many activities which link the learning process to action. Participants planted 240 trees inside the 2 camps, promoting environmental responsibility, and also we installed 68 trash bins across 12 schools within DOMIS 1 and DOMIS 2 camps. So all these methods help transform the Vanguard project into not just more an awareness campaign, but also it is a community movement that link safety, environment, and responsible collective responsibility. Now we will move to the next slide. We will talk about some challenge that we faced. One of the challenge is how we balance between the two message. I mean the safety and environment. Actually, it is not a matter to prefer one over the other, but rather delivering both message at the same time, and to make sure that people understand the importance of environmental protection without losing the focus on the direct dangers of explosive hazards. So talking about safety and environment together shows the full picture. It is not about to prefer one over the other. Although safety is the basic, another challenge is cultural adaptation. Many, let's say, many concepts are difficult to people, like climate change, waste management, or even sustainable habits, or even maybe not a priority to them. We have adapt our message using practical activity and locally relevant example to better understanding. Another challenge, especially in the beginning of the projects, as Assam mentioned, is engaging adult men. Many of them were busy with their family responsibility, and so we find a creative way to involve them through sport games, especially football game. Another big challenge was the short project duration and sustainability. Building long-term behavior change requires time, and our implementation period was limited, only 5 months. So to address this, we focused on training young ambassadors who can continue spreading message even after the project ends. And finally, we also know that Domis camp is classified as no-risk area for explosive hazard, and this is good, but this makes it harder to engage people in EORE sessions because the risk does not feel immediate. So we emphasize that while the camp is safe, risk becomes real when families return to Syria, and early preparation is very important for this point. In the last slide, I will talk very briefly on the lesson learned on Vanguard projects. The first one, which is the community ownership, which is central, very important when communities are actively involved in delivering activities like tree planting, cleanup campaigns, or mural paintings in schools. The message are become more relevant, trusted, and effective. And the second lesson learned is behavior change. As we all know that behavior change take times, but hands-on activities, practical and interactive sessions, and repeated messaging help people internalize safe practices and adopt them in their daily life. And finally, gender inclusions matters, also ensuring that women, men, girls, boys, all are engaged, strengthen the reach and impact of project, and helps to create safer and more resilient communities overall. Thank you very much. Thank you for listening, and we hope and we look forward for your question. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Abid, for providing these figures. If you go to the next slide, Lubna. The key results and the impact for this project. But before I will start with this one, the figures provided that we targeted in this Vanguard project, we achieved the targeted figure before the end of the project. And the reason was, you saw the figures, it's showing that the people are taking action to protect themselves and their environment. When they are part of that, they take the responsibility and they are more motivated to contribute. We linked the climate change and we show them the impact and with the EORE, and we show them also the figures because the major, all of them, they're in the northeast Syria, refugees in North Iraq. And we know the number of the accidents in their land. For example, in the recently reported by UNMAS and IMAP, in Raqqa, there was more than 3,000 EORE incidents. In Deir ez-Zor, about 2,000 incidents. In Hasaka, more than 800 incidents reported. In Manbij and Kobani, about 600 incidents has been recorded. So when the people go back, the number of incidents increases if they are not reached and they didn't receive enough information about the EORE. So the first thing should be EORE for those people. I will say in the biggest lesson learned in this project, when people feel responsible of their safety and their land, the real change can be happened. As my colleague mentions that the EORE and the environment is the behavior, and we want to measure this behavior. We will see with the numbers and with their contribution that they're motivated and they want to contribute more. And lesson learned, EORE and the climate change directly connected to each other. When people forced to move from or live in unsafe area, the risk of explosive accidents is going higher. And the last in this slide, I will say by linking EORE with the climate awareness, we help people to stay safe and also pay more attention on their environment. Next slide, please. As we move it forward for the green EORE model, we want to future integrate it to the national program with the national authority, and especially for the displacement sites, and replicate this activity in other camps. We aim to partner with the UNICEF and UNHCR in the future to develop digital learning tools. As my colleague mentioned, sometimes people cannot attend physically due to their responsibility and commitments. So if we have digital learning tools, maybe it will help. And also for some remote area. So that's our dream. We invite all donors, mine action agencies, local authorities to support this vision in future. Through this project, we seen real change, safer behavior from people, cleaner school, and also the stronger community. They are very motivated. They communicate with us. They share their information. And as a sustainability, in this process, we have to select 50 ambassadors among the refugees and the youth people in different genders. I will say 60% still now it's from female, those will be our assets for the sustainability, and also they can reach door to doors and to also prioritize who is going back first to reach them and provide them refresher training. We have our plan to provide them TOT for those ambassadors, and we provide them some gifts as a motivation. And we started involve them in our seasons as a motivation. At the end, thank you very much for your time. Thank you, Lubna. I will give it back the floor for you. Thank you again.
Thank you. Thank you very much for the excellent and very well organized, very well presented presentation. I think now we can move directly to the Q&A. I could see some colleagues have posted some questions. So the first question we have is, can you shed more light on how waste management and tree planting are connected to EORE activities? So I don't know, Isam, if you want to take this question or any of the other colleagues.
Well, it's a good question. In Iraq and in other countries, I would say yes, it's directly connected. Waste management and tree planting is supporting EORE by promoting safety and resilience in contamination area. Clean space reduce the chance of the children playing near hidden explosives. And in Iraq, also due to the economic in the south and in Syria, people collecting the garbage, collecting the metal. So they don't have the knowledge about what's hiding under this. While the tree planting makes safe zones and encouraging care of the land. So I will say together build the culture of the responsibility and helping community protect both themselves and their land and their environment.
Perfect. We have another question. What are the guarantees of continuing the activities as sustainability after ending the project?
Well, that should be for Mariam. They are the donor.
So Miriam, we give the mic to you.
Yes, please. Can you please repeat the question?
What are the guarantees of continuing the activities as sustainability after ending the project?
Our ambassadors are. So this project have youth ambassadors that are from Domis 1 and Domis 2 camps and are willing to take this message forward beyond exactly just like Kak Abid was mentioning. The project is very short-lived, unfortunately, because of funding limitations. It is only 6 months, but with our ambassadors, we wish to see the impact long-lasting, and hopefully the soonest a funding opportunity materializes, we will be expanding on more camps, because there are an additional 9 camps still open in Iraq that we can replicate this at.
Thank you very much.
Before we go to other question, I will just add one thing for Mariam. Yes, the ambassadors plus parallel when we are providing this training, we trained a local Syrian NGO. We provide them TOT, so that's local NGO also. It's supporting for the sustainability of this project. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I think the next question is for Ajin. The question says, in terms of coordination, was there a mechanism in place for referral both ways, for project integration and prioritization, for better immediate first-line response?
Yes, of course. The EOR project had a coordinate and referral mechanism in the place to support the project, and prioritization for repeat first-line response. For example, what we do it with the field teams use it as standardized refer from a forum and reporting channels to forward information if they hear about any areas. Also, we have a community-based report, a community focal point, and local authorization. We have it, and we have some, for example, we have some card that contains some numbers. If anyone found that any explosive or any dangerous thing, they just calling this number. And if there is anything, they can Mr. Isam also add it, or Mr. Abed.
Okay, perfect. So if you have nothing to add, we can move to the last question. How is it not an add-on to EORE, but integral part of EORE? I think Mr. Sebastian, maybe he's referring to the green EORE.
Well, I will say we integrated the messaging to the EORE because also, as Mariam said, we did another project before this project. We did a post-land release. What happened after 2 years of the area has been released from the landmine and explosive ordnance? We all agree that the mine action program is supporting the environment. But in our study, we found also in some area, they destroyed the environment also. For example, I will say in this post packet, we found that the mine action organization, they cleared the area with the mechanical machine and they removed 1 meter surface from the contamination area to non-contamination area, and they used heavy machines and they cut the trees also in their way without considering all the protection for the environment. So also we used remote sensing to see what has been happened after 2 years on this land. If has been used for agriculture, if tree planted, what's the amount of the oxygen produced? How the green land has been increased, how the pollutions reduced in this area. So I will say it's integrated to each other, the climate change messaging and the EOR.
Okay, so we have on that point a request to share the study on environmental impact. If possible, Mr. Assam, I can share your email with Sebastian.
Absolutely.
And
Yes.
perfect. Well, thank you very much, all our speakers and to everyone who joined us today. It's a compelling example of how really multi-sector approaches can reinforce community safety, sustainability, and community resilience. And it showed how linking EORE with climate and environmental awareness can strengthen community resilience and in practical and also meaningful, sustainable ways. So thank you again very much, and we hope that today's insights will inspire and spark new similar ideas and partnerships across the EORE sector, because this is indeed very enriching. Again, thank you very much for our excellent panel. And as we prepare to transition into the next segment, which is the networking circle, I'd like to remind everyone that the participation in the networking circle is optional. We'd love for you to stay and connect with fellow EORE specialists, but if you need to leave and prefer not to join, please feel free to log out. And thank you very much, everyone. And I'll be sending you the invitation in January for our next EORE hour. So now I'm going to stop the